Well, an asylum seeker was killed and scores were injured when a violent protest ended with a breakout from an immigration detention camp run by Australia on the South Pacific island of Papua New Guinea. Now, according to the Australian Minister of Immigration, Scott Morrison, the asylum seeker died of head injuries on the way to the hospital. Now, the nationality of the disease is yet to be revealed.
Several dozen detainees.
A clash had broken out at the detention camp on Manus Island on Sunday night. According to reports, 13 people had suffered serious injuries in last night's clash, including 2 who are being transferred to Australia for treatment, 1 with a gunshot wound. Human rights groups claim that overcrowding at the detention centre had attributed to the clash, also resulting in mental stress amongst many of the detainees. Australian Minister of Immigration Scott Morrison countered these allegations, saying that the unrest broke out when a detainee attempted to break out.
Clearly, one at least saw the camera and made a gesture to it.
Speaking to reporters in Australia, Minister of Immigration Scott Morrison had this to say.
Well, the centre is built to ensure people remain safe within that centre, but we have built that complex in a way where people are most secure and most safe inside the centre. So if people choose to remove themselves from that centre, then they're obviously putting themselves at a place of much greater risk. And in an environment like that, where there is violent behaviour on the part of those who are breaching the perimeter fence and going out of the centre, then this is a disorderly environment in which there is always great risk. When there are people who are charged under Papua New Guinea law to maintain law and order in that situation. Now, if you behave in an unruly way and in a disorderly way, then you subject yourself to the response of law enforcement. Well, the centre is viable. The centre is operating this morning. People who have come to Australia illegally by boat will be processed offshore. There's no change to that policy, and the people who are in that centre will be processed in PNG according to PNG law. That's the policy. There's no change to the policy.
35 persons who managed to break free from the detention camp were apprehended last night. 8 illegals involved in Sunday's clash were arrested that night itself. Manus Island is one of 2 offshore processing camps in which asylum seekers are detained. There are 1,300 such camps in Manus Island. In 2012, Australia initiated a policy against boat people. Australia has also initiated a policy aimed as a deterrent whereby those found to be genuine refugees will be settled in Papua New Guinea rather than Australia. On the 19th of July 2013, it was decided by Australia to direct all illegal boat arrivals to Nauru and Papua New Guinea.
In the local arena, a United National Party activist who was allegedly assaulted during a meeting organised by the UNP was admitted to the Avisavela base hospital. The injured, identified as Premajayantha Garusinghe, said that he was assaulted when he questioned about the plight that has befallen the party at present. Premajayantha Garusinghe, who was assaulted during a UNP meeting, was admitted to the Avisavela base hospital.
Upul Veerasinghe was appointed as UNP organizer 5 years ago. However, he has not carried out any work in the Avisavela electorate. A meeting was organized yesterday for UNP activists. I attended this meeting. The meeting was to begin at 3 p.m. However, it began at 4 p.m. There were only 50 to 60 individuals. They are deceiving the public without carrying out any work. I was against this. When I was raising my objections, a few of his accomplices took me out and assaulted me.
Garusinghe was discharged from hospital and arrived at his residence in Valikannahangwella today.
I'm still in agony. They have deceived the UNP supporters. I want to know what they intend to achieve by doing this.
Sajid was the Deputy Minister of Health. Both my husband and I worked for the ministry. He was very close to us and engaged in politics.
I may have been attacked because I closely work with him. He had said that the Avisavela organizer and another individual assaulted him while he was trying to speak. An investigation has been lodged into the incident. Future course of action will be taken after obtaining the medical report of the victim.
Meanwhile, the Joint Youth Front to Protect the United National Party states that the present leadership is engaged in a conspiracy to defeat the United National Party by appointing former SLF peers to the Leadership Council. Now, speaking at a media briefing in Birgamo, the Youth Front pointed out that this conspiracy is being implemented with the blessings of Ranil Wickremesinghe, who is secretly dealing with the government. Now, we will of course have this story further on in the bulletin, but in the meantime, footage of a robbery which occurred on the night of the 13th of this month by two individuals inside the store in Dehiwala has been captured by security cameras of the store. Now, the shop owner said that around 300,000 rupees was stolen, and a complaint has been lodged with the Dehiwala police regarding the theft.
Closed-circuit television cameras or CCTV footage set up at a store in question showed the two suspects wearing helmets entering the store after parking their red motorcycle on the street at 10:21 p.m. on the 13th of this month. The shop owner said that he was not at the store at the time of the incident, but added that a relative and 5 others were inside the shop at the time of the robbery.
We were threatened to sit. They assaulted the owner's brother-in-law. Thereafter, they took all the money from the cashier and left the scene. The individual who took the money from the cashier had a gun in his possession.
The footage had captured an object similar to a firearm in the possession of one of the suspects, while the footage also gives an indication on how the employees were threatened by the other suspect. The security camera footage shows one of the suspects at the cash register and the other attacking the relative of the shop owner. The burglars had taken a mere 84 seconds to complete their task and had fled the store at 10:23 p.m. The shop owner said that although they could not identify English letters on the number plate of the motorbike, they were able to provide information on the 4 numbers of the number plate to the police.
In business news tonight, a veteran Sri Lankan banker Ranjit Fernando warns that the proposed mechanism to merge banks and financial institutions could create an issue in the banking sector. Fernando pointed out that this mechanism is not taking place as per the requirements of the directors of financial institutions and its shareholders.
We need major banks. We need to accept that. It happened all over the world. However, this sudden decision to force and merge institutions without seeking opinion from the directors and shareholders can create more issues. At present, non-banking financial institutions are facing issues. This proposal was presented to rescue those institutions from collapsing. I doubted that merging is a solution to this issue. This act will undoubtedly create a massive issue in the banking sector. Previously, they created small and medium-scale banks. Where are those banks?
Well, today's U Report is filed by Newsfirst reporter Upul Mahesh from Gaul. An accident occurred on the Colombo-Gaul main road in Ambalangada at about 12:30 in the afternoon. Lorry carrying dry ice from Kalatura to Gaul veered off the road and struck a house. The lorry and the house were damaged. The driver of the lorry was admitted to the Balapidia Government Hospital, and further investigations are underway into this incident by the Ambalangada police.
Mama Newsfirst, your reporter Upul Mahesh, Galampe Gamasita.